look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spend. Take another look now and take some time for hemp. I don't cut trees for paper, cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Oh, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, right now it's time for hemp.
All right, we are with Casper and friends at the Seattle Hempfest 2012. We are having a blast here. I can tell you one of the people who made it so fantastic is, of course, the person who made it happen, Vivian McPeak. And Vivian, you've been doing this for 21 years, and each year it's bigger and better, and it has been fantastic. What happened this year that was so amazing?
Well, Casper, you're here, for one thing, right?
Thank you.
Because it's time for hemp. It's also time for Hempfest.
Yeah.
And this fatty Hempfest is getting down to the roach right now, which is the sweetest part. We've got about 2 hours left. We've got some great raging hemp hop, I like to call it, going on the main stage right now. We've got 6 stages of bands for 3 straight days and speakers from all over the country preaching the gospel of freedom, justice, equality, liberty. And you know, we've had a minimum of 80,000 people a day come in here and have a great time, and there's very little violence, very little negative attitude, man. Everybody's irie, everybody's peaceful. 21 years been doing this without a major act of violence.
And it is
really wrong.
It's the biggest draw of the city, isn't it?
It's the biggest annual event in the city limits now in Seattle. It's the biggest free speech event in America, and it's the largest cannabis policy reform event in the world. And we're not satisfied. We're going to take the universe.
And you've launched a handful of political careers with this event, and you've brought forward a lot of political justice through this event, haven't you, over the years?
We've done a lot, you know, and we've lost some people too. You know, we've had about 12 of our beloved staff pass away in this struggle, and some of them, you know, sacrificed so much in the fight that they had nothing left to fight their disease. You know, and it just takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of dedication to do something like this. So I just want to give a shout out to all the volunteers over 21 years. We're talking about thousands and thousands of volunteers, man, who have come together for nothing, made this happen, 16-hour days, you know, blisters on your feet day after day after day, just going at it in the sun, in the cold, in the morning, all night long, picking up trash, picking up cigarette butts, leaving this 1.5-mile expanse spotless after every single day of Hempfest. We'll be here for a week tearing down, cleaning up and stuff. It's really a beautiful thing to have this kind of dedication.
Well, and the way it comes together like a family is awesome. I gotta say that at the Sunday event, when it came time for 420, we had Keith Strop on stage, and we had Kuzai from High Times and Paul Stanford, and we brought to memory Gateway Galbraith and Jack Hare and Michelle Rainey and the people who can't be with us. The way you made it grow, fantastic. Fantastic.
Well,
the way you made the grow, Jack Hare would be totally amazed by how this has gotten bigger. Gateway Galbraith would be jumping up and down, you know that. And you have managed with your work to carry their torch and to carry their message forward. That must put a lot of oomph in your walk.
Well, you know, since humans have been around, since we've had civilization, we've been involved, everybody's been involved in the same struggle for freedom and for liberty to live peacefully as we are. It doesn't matter whether it's the Native Americans, the civil rights struggle, or the women's rights struggle, or every struggle is the same, because every struggle is a struggle for equality, for freedom, and for justice. And so this is no different. You know, this is just the same thing we've been doing. You know, trying to make our lives free and defend our families and stuff. And that's what Hempfest has been about. And that's why we can keep doing this, because so many people are behind it. People like you, man, that are giving the real media, you know, not the corporate media, but really telling the truth and getting straight to the people using whatever means you have, you know. And we're just one big family. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it there, man. That freedom train's gonna ride into the station, and when it does, man, all of us that are left alive are gonna be partying and celebrating for the rest of our lives.
For the ones that couldn't make it, we will be there to make sure that their victory is ours. Right?
That's right.
And yours by voting to end prohibition. We got 3 states, right? And we're going to end it 3 states more.
That's right. And we're just getting started.
All right. And next year, 2013, you got something big planned already, I bet.
I hope to survive, yes.
All righty,
I hope to survive
all right.
and be able to do another one again.
So if you're going to be making vacation plans next year, you want to find something to do, they need to do what?
They need to go to hempfest.org, man, and check out how you can get involved in Hempfest and just come down and rage with 3 days of music, peace, and freedom.
And we're going to go party now and enjoy the rest of the festivities here at the Seattle Hempfest with Casper and Friends 2012.
Hempfest for victory.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, my brother.
I forgot to ask you, don't you have a thing on the internet that you do?
I do. I have a podcast called High Times Presents Free Weed from Danny Danko.
Nice. And how can people find that?
You go to hightimes.com/freeweed, and you can go to SoundCloud and listen to it for free. We've got 27 episodes so far, and we're chugging along.
And they can find your archives there, so all your past guests can be heard.
All the past guests, we've had Dr. Lester Grinspoon and a bunch of growers from around the world, a lot of the breeders who've won the Cannabis Cups. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And sometime you might even have Paul Stafford on the program.
Absolutely.
And
Paul
maybe
Stafford.
even, what's my
Casper
name?
Leach.
Casper Leach on that
Yeah.
program. What's it called?
Free Weed from Danny Danko.
Uh-huh. And you have a great day here at the Seattle Hempfest. Thank
Yeah.
you. I forgot about that. Oh, my new bud.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's yours. I don't know what it is. And this is something that manifested itself here at Seattle Hempfest.
Beautiful. Are we ready?
It's amazing how
we're
kindness-
rolling. Oh, wait a minute. We're rolling. So, okay, let's do this right. I don't
right.
want to take advantage of people. We'll let you introduce them to it. All right. 3, 2, 1. We are at the Seattle Hempfest 2012, having fun with Casper and friends. Not only are we smoking out, but we are enjoying making friends with new buds, and we are hanging out with old buds. But one thing's important, we are enjoying our buds here, and we are here with Henry Hemp. Henry.
Hi, how are you guys today?
And
Oh,
you-
good. You can't hear me, or you can hear me, and we can't hear you. So we'll just keep going with the flow, right, Casper?
That works for me. And you get a new friend that you want to introduce us all to?
Absolutely, you've all heard of it if you've heard of the magazine High Times. LA, they had a cup recently. Bam! Master Yoda. This is Master Yoda himself, the Master Yoda Stray. How you doing today?
Excellent. Thanks for having me here, Henry.
Oh, it's fabulous. It's not me, it's Casper the
Casper,
Love who brought you.
Henry.
Yeah, we're on Cannabis
Hi.
Common Sense with Paul Stafford, the host. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy?
We are at the Seattle Hempfest, and we're hi, Paul.
Yeah, I'm giving you a hug, buddy.
There we go. And to all of our friends out there, we want to remind you that you've got to make it legal in Oregon, right?
Illegal in Oregon and Washington and California, all 50 states and
Thank
even
you.
beyond and more, Britain and England and Australia as well. Let's help humanity by freeing the tree of life.
Thank you. And now, you've been in High Times Magazine, is that the deal?
Yeah, this year I came out in 2 different issues of High Times. You know, it actually showed up.
I'm just gonna let you, because we're honest and we live in the
Okay.
moment, and in real life, you don't have cuts and you don't have outtakes.
Okay.
I would just let him know because he wasn't aware because of his hat, and his hat was blocking you guys being able to see him. So I whispered to him, I go, take your hat off.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, too. Take your hat off.
You either turn it around or take it off or put it up
That's right
so
now.
people
There
can
you
see.
go.
Got my line.
All right.
my
Yeah.
hand now.
3,
It's all right.
2.
No, you can't see the line at all.
We can't do a retake. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, so I take it you're in High Times Magazine?
Yeah, I came out twice this year. It was showing that I had won the hybrid division in LA. It hasn't come out yet, but I'll be coming out in the next edition of High Times, showing that I won 2nd place in the San Francisco High Times.
Nice. Now, was this something that you created yourself, your own strand? Did you do your own breeding?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something me and my buddies came up with probably about. It was a cross between the Master and the OG. We came up with it about 6-7 years ago, and it's just been stabilized, and we've just been growing it ever since. And got it down.
That is cool to be able to create your own strand of marijuana, and then to be able to bring it to fruition, and then smoke it with you're going to smoke it with
And a
your
lot of
friends,
people don't
right?
even know
Awesome.
what that entails to create your own strain. You got to take a mother of a plant and another plant. You got to take it. You got to shake it, get a little pollen on the thing, and the flowers, and they get seeds, and the seeds, and you got to take the seed. You got to take the seed. You got to plant the seed on the ground, and boom! Now you have a hybrid.
Just like this thing.
Bam,
I mean,
just like-
you know, this
no,
plant.
my daughter, baby
Oh, I've
Zena,
seen your-
she's our hybrid. Me and Mrs. Hemp. She's our
She
little
is
hybrid.
cute. She is
Thank
cute too.
She's in booth 919 today, hanging out over there selling the Henry Hemp comic book. She's only 15 months old.
And Henry Hemp does have a comic book, don't you? You do. Well, we'll tell people about it.
Oh, it's inspired by the TV show Ancient Aliens, and then my father-in-law took some cuttings and he sold them to a collective close by, and he infected the entire store with spider mites. So the name of this comic book is Attack of the Spider Mite Men, where it talks about how the Illuminati and the New World Order and this evil energy of force in the universe want to stomp out hemp because it can help humanity, enlightens it, heals it, inspires creativity and more. So this comic book in some way, kind of in a fun way, calls out Illuminati, New World Order, aliens and reptilians, and how they've been involved with humanity, and there's good and bad, and we're trying to spread the BOPE. So when you turn the comic book over, it's all about the BOPE. It's a BOPE, a bolt of positive energy.
You smoke some really good stuff, don't you? Ooh, let me smell it. Let me smell it.
This is a very fruity sativa that somehow manifested itself here in Seattle.
Now I have an understanding why it is that we have Henry Hemp. If you smoke that, if I smoked that, I would dress like that too.
Well, it's that a lot of people, they think that I'm just some pothead, and I felt that Peter the pothead could only reach so many people. I'm actually a person that's a medical marijuana patient and uses the plant to improve the quality of my life, and I'm able to articulate a sentence. It doesn't matter how much cannabis I've used in my life, I use it on a daily basis because it improves the quality of my life. And through that, I share the message of hemp, food, fabric, fuel, fiber. Oh my gosh, did you know Henry Ford created the automobile industry to run on hemp fuel? People don't know this. The hemp seed has all the right amino acids and fatty acids to sustain healthy human life. It's the strongest fiber on the planet. Remember, I've smoked a lot of weed today, still articulating all this to you and more and beyond.
And
You want to come and mock all this? You can't mock the truth, love, and positivity. Be comfortable to live in your own skin. You yourself are a powerful particle of the universe, a part of the source of creation. You're just on your own journey, and you're supposed to believe in yourself and do what feels right and create your own reality and have peace, love, and harmony.
And he has created his own world. That's true. That's true.
The land of Weedham, where we're all free and we use the cannabis, and that's what that's about. And you can find out more at henryhemp.com.
And so you created your own reality, you created your own strand of herb, and we've created a great time here at the Seattle Hempfest.
And he created his own show many years ago that some of us have launched upon his foundation of the cornerstone of that amazing stuff on the internet and shows like this. We give great thanks to Casper Beach for bringing all this to us, man.
Seriously. Henry Hemp, judge around, but you're an amazing man, we appreciate it. Nice big legend friends, seriously. Nice big legend friends. Always. Casper and friends here at the Seattle Hempfest
Casper
2012.
and friends always floating around high on life.
We got more partying to do. We'll be back later at the Seattle Hempfest.
2012. It's
Yeah.
not the end of humanity and the world. It's the enlightenment of love and all that can be. Tune in for more at Casper Beach on his show, Time Grab.
We're here with Casper and friends at the Seattle Hempfest 2012, and here's somebody I think everybody needs to be voting for, and that's my friend Judge James Gray. And you're going to be making a big difference if you get to Washington, aren't you?
We really are. We will be a team. We will make you proud. Governor Gary Johnson says, you know, good government isn't hard. Watch. We will get into disclosure. We will actually use generally accepted accounting privileges for the federal government, which they don't want. It's about time to tell the truth to the American public. We're going to do that with regard to the war on drugs, with regard to the war on terror, with regard to having our troops all around the world doing things that are unnecessary, really making us less secure, less light, and we don't have the money anymore. We are going to make this revolution happen. We're going to bring clear peace in the United States of America.
And you've been serious about this for a long time because you've seen the damage that happens to families and the future of great creative kids because they touched the plant.
You know, untold damage, and you lose your ability for student loans. Some people lose government housing. They have asset forfeiture. We have lost more of our civil liberties because of the war on drugs than anything in the history of our country. Are we in better shape because of that? Absolutely not. So it's time to repeal this failed war.
Well, I know you got a lot going for you. I want to thank you for all you're doing.
Nothing more important than this, Casper. Thanks for your help.
Keep strong, and we'll be partying here at the Seattle Hempfest together.
Absolutely. What a happy.
Hello from the Seattle Hempfest 2012. We're having a great time with my friends. I cannot believe how much fun we're having at the Seattle Hempfest, especially when we got somebody as magnificent as Jodie Emery here. And Jodie, thank you for taking time for Hemp. It rocks. I can't believe it.
It's always a pleasure.
We want an update on your husband first. Tell everybody how Mark's doing.
Oh, well, today he performed his 9th prison concert performance with his band Yazoo.
Nice.
He's the leader of who plays bass guitar in. My husband has never played an instrument before being in prison, and over the last year and a half he took up music, and it's really helping him get through it. So that's awesome. That's the latest update, the most recent update there is about Mark. But otherwise, he's keeping healthy, he's keeping positive. He's very encouraged by a lot of the progress going on while he's away. He may have been in prison for selling millions of seeds and giving millions of dollars to the marijuana movement, but he knows that those seeds of freedom were planted, they're overgrowing the government, and we're seeing it happen throughout the United States, and it's spreading out throughout the world to end this war on drugs. So Mark is very happy to know that his own prosecutor, John McKay, supports legalization, and that many people in law enforcement and in the mainstream are turning around and they're saying prohibition's a failed policy, people's lives are being destroyed, and it's got to end. And Mark is going to be home in under 2 years, July 9th, 2014. He said he's going to be so sad he won't be able to come to Hempfest with me because he won't be allowed in the U.S. But at least he knows that here, where
We'll
he's
Skype him in. We'll Skype him in.
We'll make sure his presence is felt.
Absolutely.
And I will be here always.
Now, I remember when he was on the radio show about a year and a half, 2 years ago, he talked about being prepared to go to prison, and that he felt that if that day came, he would do things like you were talking about that were productive and positive, and start learning new skills, new hobbies, read new books. So that is something that is what he's doing now and maintaining.
Reading and writing a lot. He walks around the track, and everybody there knows who he is, and he's always gotten along with people, so they'll like him. The guards even ask him for advice about disputes with their fellow employees. I mean, Mark is treated very well, and for that we are so grateful, because I know that there are so many prisoners who suffer and have a much worse time than he has. So every day we're absolutely grateful that things are going the way they are for us, and we're just trying so hard to make sure that we can save so many other people from that sort of suffering that they're going through now.
Well, now this is probably something you get a little tired of. Everybody's really caring about Mark or worrying about Mark, but they don't worry about Jodie.
Oh, no, people wonder about me all the time.
Well, how is Jodie doing? How are you holding up?
I think I'm holding up pretty good. It's better to be busy than bored, I always say, and I sure am busy. So running our head shop in Vancouver, Canada's Culture Headquarters, Mark started that when he started his revolution to get seeds and magazines and books across the country, paraphernalia. Mark helped start all that with his store, and I'm running that. I'm running 2 lounges. I've got Pot TV, CannabisCulture.com, and I've run for office a few times, but I'm just trying to focus mostly on taking care of Mark and pushing this movement forward. So that's what I do with most of my time. I don't think I really ever get a vacation, but this sort of work is also a lot of pleasure, so I'm not going to complain about that.
Now, one thing that blew my mind, you were talking about how earlier at the symposium, how Mark had to help import the truth.
Yeah, just literature about marijuana was illegal in Canada, and Mark brought magazines and Jack Herrera's The Emperor Wears No Clothes into Canada.
And that's what made me go, I remember when Mark was on the show one time, and he talked about how when he placed his order for the first time for The Emperor Wears No Clothes, he placed that order with me.
Oh, really? Excellent.
I was the individual that him and Chris Bennett dealt with, and we had to resend them a second time because they got stopped at the border. And Chris Bennett called me up and said, "Hey, send them like this, address them like that, wrap them like this, send them in 2 different packages."
Smuggle the truth in.
And we did, and then we got a phone call from this guy by the name of Mark Emery about a week or 2 later saying, "Everybody in Canada is going to know who Jack Hare is. I promise you. Is he there now?" I said, "Yeah. Jack, you got somebody who loves your book on the phone. And that was like an hour later, Jack came out and said, they're going to learn the truth in Canada.
Right on, and they certainly have, and that's spreading worldwide. So thank you to all the people who have come before us who aren't here any longer. They've given their due. They've worked hard to get us where we are today. And we owe it to everyone in the future to keep working hard to get us in someplace better tomorrow.
Now, you've got this groovy little podcast that you put out every week
Yeah,
or
once
so.
a week I do a video update. I didn't do it this week. Sorry, everybody. But
Well, you're a little busy. Yeah, just a little busy. But why not people know how they can find your little podcast?
Oh yeah, you can go to cannabisculture.com or pot.tv. Pot.tv was one of the first video websites streaming on the internet ever, and it was for marijuana. Mark Emery started that, and there's a lot of information there. We do live shows every week, plus my pre-recorded one where I update everyone about Mark and what I'm doing and a lot more. So you can check that all out at cannabisculture.com and pot.tv.
And I've got a little radio show as well, and occasionally Jodie. Well, that's why.
It's a little big show.
And occasionally Jodie's nice enough to find time to work into her schedule to come on and give updates on what's going on with cannabis culture and her and Mark.
Always
And
try to have time for that.
because you are part of our family, and I want to thank you for having time for us here and for partying with us and taking time with Casper and friends at the Seattle Hempfest.
Wonderful place to be, and hope everybody can make it another time.
Free Mark Emery!
And
Woo!
free
Yeah!
Thanks, Jasper. Aw, thank you. Aw. And you too. You're strong. You've had your battles, and look at you. Aw.
Hey, happy Saturday. We are at the Seattle Hempfest, smoking out with Casper and friends, having a great time. Bumped into my friend here, Sam Chapman from Oregon, and this guy will tell you why it's so important to end prohibition in our state.
That's right, yeah. In Oregon, we have Measure 80 on the ballot. This is the, I believe it's maybe the second time we've ever had, no, we've never had legalization on the ballot in Oregon.
No.
No? So this is the first time we've ever had it on the ballot, and, you know, it's now or never. We got 3 states that have it on the ballot, and I think Oregon's got a really good shot at it this year. And you know, I work with Students for Sensible Drug Policy, and we're going to be working hard to turn out registered voters. And maybe the youth voting bloc will come out this year. I don't know. We'll see.
When you say you're going to turn out the young voters, how are you going to make that happen? Because sometimes it's hard to even reach them.
That's right, yeah, and especially in a presidential election where the young voters aren't going to come out for Obama this year. Not like they did in 2008, but they will come out if marijuana's on the ballot.
Absolutely.
And one of the best parts about that is I actually work for a congresswoman who has, or a lady who's running for Congress in District 2 in Oregon, who has formally endorsed Measure 80.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
We'll have to have her on the show.
I bet she'll probably come on. She'd love to.
You arrange it, we'll have you as the joint host that
Sounds
day.
good.
Yeah. I do a radio show called Time for Hemp for those who are watching. Found on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Now, if people want to get involved with your organization and they are on campus here in the state of Oregon or there, how do they make that happen? How do they get a chapter involved?
Yeah, so I mean, the first place to go is ssdp.org. That's our website, or you can email me directly at any point in time, which is ssdpduck@gmail.com. And I'm the Oregon State Coordinator, so I oversee the 6 chapters that we have going in Oregon right now, and we're all working together really hard to pass Measure 80. We were actually just ranked number 3 in High Times for the top university that's doing drug education and things like that.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Well, you're sitting at home thinking you can't be part of the solution. The truth is you are the solution by making a vote happen. So exercise it, make it so. Because if you don't get out there and exercise your vote, that means the other side already wins. And in this election, it's very important because you're part of history. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Tell them how they're a part of history.
You're a part of history by voting.
Well, by ending the prohibition, because the way this thing is written, it not only will it withstand a court challenge on a federal level, it'll withstand a court challenge on an international court level, and we will be able to end prohibition not only in the state of Oregon, but in all 50 states just by you getting out and voting and making that happen this election, this year, in that state.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yes. That.
Right on. So we got your help, we got your vote. You got it. Sam Chapman, Casper Leach, 2012, Seattle Hempfest. Party!
Way to go.
Yeah!
Ooh. Here we are, Casper and friends at the Seattle Hempfest 2012. We are having a blast, making a lot of new friends, like this gentleman right here, Jet West. I tell you, he's been having a lot of fun at the Hempfest, and you should come every year that we have a Seattle Hempfest, right?
Absolutely. This is where it's at. Positive culture, the people and the vibes. It's where it's at. Seattle Hempfest.
Now, what brought you here? Are you with a music group? Are you jamming out?
Absolutely. We rocked out Friday night on the main stage here at 4 o'clock and had a 4:20 countdown. And you know, we're tied in with Levi Lion, with Lion Pride Productions, as well as Viv called me personally and offered the invite. So we were really stoked to be a part of something that's been going on. You know, for us, it's another pinnacle of a peak that we've been climbing down to go to a higher one. And I see all the staff, from security of Juice to support staff at Q, and everybody involved is who my heroes are.
Nice,
and
nice.
Out of all that respect, all this positive energy is just this matrix that keeps everybody moving forward, and that's exactly what this is all about.
And we love you, Viv. You do a lot of great work, and because of you, a lot of people are thinking differently about prohibition.
Absolutely.
And you deal with a lot of other artists too. You do a lot of things that are creative and have creative outlets that are also focused on ending prohibition. You're not just part of a music band, but you're part of a culture, aren't you?
Absolutely. Want to stay involved with as many people as we can, tie in media, keep the awareness to the public for exactly what's going on. You know, let them read between the lines, and maybe we can help them with that.
So kind of like a production company, you're doing that as well?
Yeah, I throw shows, City Music Works, and put on events, and really just, you know, have a really good time bringing out-of-town bands, trading shows, putting on tours, bringing production, not just regional, but like locally and semi-national, where we tie in people with lights, with cameras, with video, with every aspect of every show we try to do. We try to make it big and operate like the big place.
Nice. And you're aware that we do a pot festival in, I hate to call it pot, but a hemp festival in Potland. Oh, there's that word again, in Portland, right?
Yes.
And you're going to be part of that too?
No, we're not out there right now. We will be in Portland in a couple days, but
well, when you get there, maybe we can see what we can do about getting you in touch with the people who do the Potland Hempfest every September.
All right.
I'd
be stoked.
Now, if people want to find out more about your music and find out what kind of music you got available and get a hold of your CD and your DVDs, if you got any DVDs of your music videos, how do they get a hold of you?
You can go to jetwestband.com. Also /JetWestBand on any of the popular social media sites.
And I tell you, we're having a blast here at the Seattle Hempfest 2012. And if you didn't make it this year, you should come down any year you get a chance, plan your vacation to Seattle and come to the Hempfest. We gotta go party. We got so many people to meet, so many joints to smoke, so many bowls to pass around, so many buds to meet. So we'll be back later here at the Seattle Hempfest, Casper and Friends 2012. Thank you. Nice, nice.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Send me an email about it to remind me. I'm a stoner. I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation.
Take care, brother.
Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spent. Take another look and spend some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yes, it's time for him. Whoa, an acre of hemp makes 20 bales of